Valley di Comacchio look like a large lagoon overlooking the Adriatic Sea. Separated from it by the coastal strip, they are delimited on the north by the course of Po di Volano and on the south by the river Reno. Already declared wetland of international importance, they are included in EEC directives as sites of community importance and special protection areas for birds conservation.
The origin of the lagoon city dates back to the late Roman period or early Middle Age. The first historical documents go back to this period. The first is a memorial stone dedicated to the Bishop Vincenzo, belonging to the first cathedral San Cassiano. The second is the famous capital of the Lombard king Liutprando, which established the taxes paid by the navigatores comaclenses on their salt trade in the ports of the Longobardia. The strategic role and control of the salt trade excited the anger of Venice, which fought a very long and cruel war against Comacchio. In 1275, the city issues its status, while in 1325 the Este lords became the master of Comacchio. Their rule lasted for more than 2 centuries until 1598, when the church took over. In 1821, the town of the water, consisting of 13 little islands, was connected to the dry land for the first time. In the 60s, the tourist boom of the Lidi exploded and the 7 Lidi of Comacchio arise on a strip of coast extending 33 kilometers. Archaeology, history, tourism, gastronomy, and environment become the point of reference of a territory worth discovering.
The Terponti or other side, called Ponte Pallotta, is probably the most well-known civil monument. Its name was taken from Cardinal Giovanni Battista Pallotta, who commissioned the construction of this monument at the beginning of the 1600s. At the time it was fortified, gateway to the city, thus arriving from the sea. Some changes added to watchtowers and 6 and some pillars at the top of the flight of stairs which we can see today.
The museum was built around the old prison of Estense times and was built in the local fish factory and warehouse created by Luigi Bellini Sr. At the moment, the skeleton of the Roman ship being restored. The findings are exhibited on 2 floors. One can see clothing, instruments for personal hygiene, medicine, tools for fishing, cooking utensils, kitchenware and gambling games to pass the time.
Near the end of the portico is the old fish factory, where one is able to visit this magnificent example of industrial archaeology. Lagoon fish, especially eels, were cooked in salt and marinated.
Built between 1631 and 1635 at the behest of Cardinal Pallotta to the design of architect Luca Danese. Made almost entirely of brick, the bridge owes its name from the nearby historic prison.
The original building dated from the 7th century. As of the mid-17th century, it first became the monastery of the Scalzi Augustinian Fathers, the Austrian fortress, currently undergoing restoration works.
Raised around the years 3030, the tower collapsed on March 22, 1816, then was rebuilt in 1824. Its irregular octagonal shape is a set of a foundation of Fistia stone. A niche in the center of the tower hosts a stone statue depicting the Blessed Virgin and Child.
In the center of the city, in Via Gobassi, one can see the Wheat Loggia. The White Loggia is one of the first works wanted by the Pontiff in the 17th century and was built during Cardinal Giacomo Serra's legation. The columns are of Istria stone and the pillars are built in brick.
The Cathedral of San Cassiano majestically rises above Piazza 20 Settembre, a memorial tablet found in the vestry attributes Bishop Vincenzo in 708, as being the founder of the Romanesque cathedral dedicated to the saint. The current cathedral was designed by the Roman architect Angelo Cerutti and was consecrated in the 1740. The interior has a single nave with chapels placed on the side.
The cathedral is characterized by a nave and 12 chapels at the sides, with statues and pressure paintings. To be mentioned is the famous wooden cross by Germano Gignani.
In the square, next to the cathedral, stands the clock tower. Its basement is in Istria stone. After a collapse in 1757, it was rebuilt in 1868.
On the west side of the town is a long portico of 142 arches built around mid-1016, which leads to the Church of St. Mary Nella Regia, the Madonna of the People. Near the end of the portico is the old fish factory, where one is able to visit this magnificent example of industrial archaeology.
On the west side of the town is a long portico of 140 arches, built around mid-1600s, which leads to the Church of St. Mary Nella Regia, the Madonna of the People. In the sanctuary is a single nave, and the main wooden altar place has a memorial inscription written St. Mary Nella Regia and Madonna with Child, patronesses of the town, in fine terracotta of 5th century.
The National Archaeological Museum of Ferrara has recently renewed the exhibition spaces so as to put more light on the immeasurable artistic, archaeological and cultural heritage. The new rooms on the ground floor are equipped with leading-edge technical instruments media exhibition, which, together with the extraordinary archaeological collection, provides the visitor a perfect identification of the town of Spina. On the top floor, you can enjoy a unique historical and archaeological heritage, preserved almost intact to the present day, with over 4,000 tombs found in the Valley Trebbia and Valle Pega, not far from Comacchio. The materials brought to light with the countless excavations represent a cohesive collection in terms of topographical and cultural heritage of exceptional value, available to the public and scholars. That is, a strong driving force for the tourist attraction of Ferrara.
Stately Old Hospital for the Sick was designed in a neoclassical style in 1771 by the architect Antonio Foschini from Ferrara, while the rear of the building was designed by Gaetano Gentili, and the building work was completed in 1784. This hospital is valuable proof of the Pontiff's reforms with the great sacrifice by the Comacchiese community during the second half of 1700.
To the original proprietor Luigi Bellini Sr., a local entrepreneur. a luxurious house built on two floors with big windows in marble. This townhouse is now the premises of the local library, Muratori, and the town hall historical archives. Art exhibition can often be found here.
Tastings of discs featuring the hill and the fish of sea and lagoon, exhibition stands of typical products and crafts, music, street animation. The event has gained a regional award being a part of Wine Food Festival, which is promoted by Agricultural and Tourism Department. Hospitality feast on August 14, 2013 every year. For longer than anyone can remember, summer is celebrated on the eve of Ferragosto. The Madonna of the Sea Festival until June 2nd, 2013. It is a traditional boat parade. The International Bird Watching Fair in May focuses on the rich environment of the Po Delta.
Porto Garibaldi began as a fishing port, and the village grew around the port, becoming the first beach resort of this coast. The town is characterized by low-rise buildings which maintain the look of a fishing village along the navigable canal that connects Comacchio to the sea.
The very picture of the modern holiday center. The feeling here is the high life. Lido degli Estensi is the Lido for having fun. The young people's beach with its shopping streets glittering with boutiques. Its beach stations modern, buzzing and always back up to date, with activities and fashions preside over long beaches of fine sand, where you can stretch out lazily in front of a calm sea with a gentle slope.
If you want to have fun in Comacchio in its Lidi, the Ferrara coast has plenty of places for happy hour, for after dinner drinks and discos, and let's not forget its many rendezvous for evening entertainment. There are numerous opportunities for sports in the well-equipped beach station of the Lidi, from swimming classes to windsurfing, from beach tennis to beach volleyball. For cycling enthusiasts, the Po Delta Park offers numerous excursions deep into the natural environment on public roads, cycle paths and dirt tracks.
Wrapped in a flourishing ancient pinewood, on the boundary with the province of Ravenna. This is the most residential of the Lidi, and its street layout on semicircular plan are set with tasteful low-rise villas, often built by famous architects.
The museum dates back to 1973 by Remo Brindisi in his own summer home. The house was designed to function as living and working quarters while housing museum open to the public. This modern structure was built in the green pine wood of Lido Spina and was the summer home until the painter's death.
Is the northmost part of the Comacchio coast and takes its name from one of the older branches of the River Po. From here you can enjoy the full direct contact with unspoiled nature. The beaches with their sandy shore, just made for long walks and sunbathing, are protected by a large pinewood and look towards the Great Po Delta and the Sacca di Goro.